Book title: Madusa's Minds, Reflections of Ego version 1.0. Author: J.R. Wert. Chapter 31. Daoist Reflections. Navigating the Ego Through Ancient Wisdom. Taoism, often identified as Taoism, emerges as a venerable Chinese philosophical and religious tradition, exerting profound influence on Chinese ethos for millennia with its nucleus. The Tao, or the Way, signifying an enigmatic yet quintessential undercurrent and principle orchestrating the cosmos. It champions synchronization with the universe's intrinsic rhythm, which delineates a blueprint for human behavior and the Tao that meanders like a river through lush terrains, evading obstacles with effortless grace and inherent wisdom, directing humanity towards a harmonic existence that resonates with the silent music of the celestial spheres. In the pages of Tao Te Ching, or Tao Te Ching, a work ascribed to the mystical Laozi or Lao Tzu, the Tao's ethos crystallizes, extolling virtues like simplicity and the art of Wu Wei, which doesn't hint at mere passivity but a kind of action devoid of contention or undue exertion. This text, a mosaic of ancient wisdom, steers the adherent to navigate the changes of life with the pliability of a bamboo, swaying yet unbroken by gusts, capturing the essence of yielding to maintain integrity in the dance of existence, where each step is both a following and a leading in an eternal waltz with the forces of nature. Moreover, Taoism unfolds the narrative of the cosmos as a tapestry woven from the threads of dichotomies, embodied by the yin-yang symbol. This philosophy articulates a universe where contrasts like light and shadow, masculine and feminine, robust and gentle, are not merely opposites but company creators in the drama of existence, each force summoning into being its counterpart, illuminating a universe where the interplay of forces crafts a dynamic equilibrium, a spectacle of balance where each element reveals its strength through its vulnerability, a philosophical conundrum that beckons contemplation and comprehension. Nature, in Taoist contemplation, ascends as a perceivable expression of the Tao itself, a sacred arena for the enactment of profound respect and engagement with the environment. This reverence permeates traditional Chinese modalities such as feng shui, herbal law, martial disciplines, and the meditative arts, each practice a thread in the rich fabric of Taoist philosophy, which sews the individual to the cosmic entirety, advocating a lifestyle that mirrors the sublime order of the natural world where each action, each moment of stillness, contributes to a symphony of ecological and spiritual resonance, a confluence of the human spirit with the vast expanse of the cosmos. Central to Taoist thought is the practice of Wu Wei, which translates to non-action or effortless action. This concept does not advocate for passivity. Instead, it encourages actions that are in harmony with the natural world, free from the forceful exertion of personal will. Practicing Wu Wei involves letting go of personal desires and ambitions that disrupt this harmony, emphasizing spontaneity and natural responses over ego-driven reactions. Meditation and the art of inner reflection stand as core pillars within Taoism, each a conduit to a deeper philosophical immersion by fostering a sanctuary of mental serenity that unveils the ephemeral nature of the ego and its cravings. Through this silent observation of thoughts and emotions, devoid of critique, adherents discover a clarity that dissolves ego-bound identities and illuminates the essence of one's true being. These practices meticulously refine the art of Wu Wei, weaving it into the fabric of daily existence and elevating the spiritual voyage to realms of profound introspection and transcendental peace, where each breath becomes a step deeper into the vast inner cosmos. In its teachings, Taoism champions the virtues of humility, moderation, and compassion, positioning these qualities as vital counterbalances to the ego's drift toward vanity and self-absorption. It propels an ethical mode of living that resonates with the innate human disposition and the rhythms of the natural world, urging its followers to embrace their human confines and to radiate empathy and kindness outward. These principles not only sculpt the individual's character, but also cultivate a garden where altruism and gentle strength flourish, fostering a community deeply intertwined with the spiritual and ecological cadences of life. These practices help dissolve the barriers erected by the ego, fostering a life in sync with the Tao and its principles of natural, effortless being, profound insights on managing the ego, tied to identity, desires, and attachments, are integral to Taoism, teaching that overcoming the ego is crucial for achieving harmony with the Tao, the fundamental principle of the universe. This transcendence is key to a life of peace, balance, and spiritual fulfillment, resonating deeply within the framework of Chinese philosophy and spirituality. In line with this understanding, Taoism highly values the virtues of simplicity and contentment, steering individuals away from the ego's insatiable pursuit of more, be it wealth, status, or possessions. This perspective encourages a focus on life's simpler, more genuine pleasures, reducing the ego's influence, which often thrives on continuous external validation and material achievement. Recognizing the inevitability of change is another cornerstone of Taoism, which teaches the acceptance of life's impermanence. Such acceptance is essential for loosening the ego's hold, which frequently clings to illusions of permanence and control. Embracing the reality of change encourages adaptability and openness, mitigating the ego's common resistance to the unfamiliar, while Taoism promotes harmony with nature and oneself. Its principles of ease and non-action can pose significant challenges in broader societal and individual contexts, particularly when it comes to actively driving societal change, challenging established norms, and addressing difficult ethical decisions. The principle of non-action, which promotes alignment with the natural order and eschews struggle, might inadvertently encourage complacency towards the societal status quo or lead to stagnation in personal and collective growth. In a dynamic world where societal and technological advancements often require active challenges to existing norms, the Daoist emphasis on adaptability and the path of least resistance might discourage individuals from embracing necessary but challenging changes. This focus on minimal effort can foster comfort and familiarity, potentially resulting in a lack of engagement with pressing societal issues and causing individuals to overlook social injustices and inequalities. Thus, while reducing personal conflict, these principles might limit proactive efforts for progressive change, innovation, and meaningful societal contributions. Moreover, personal challenges, such as career changes or significant life decisions, can be intimidating for the ego, which may prefer the safety of the known and possibly misuse Taoist principles to shirk these challenges. However, genuinely embracing these changes is often essential for personal growth and better aligns with Taoist values of adaptability and openness, further exemplifying the tradition's deep wisdom in navigating life's complexities. The ego's inclination for immediate gratification, evident in unhealthy habits or impulsive decision-making for short-term pleasure, often misaligns with Taoist principles. Although this path might seem easier, it actually demands significant effort and self-control to overcome, which is more congruent with true Taoist teachings. Furthermore, the ego's resistance to self-reflection and acceptance of personal flaws can impede personal development and self-awareness. This resistance, though seemingly a simpler route, contradicts Taoist values that emphasize humility and introspection. Similarly, in personal and professional relationships, the tendency to avoid difficult conversations to dodge conflict or discomfort reflects another aspect of the ego's influence. While this avoidance might appear to align with Taoist non-struggle, it often results in unresolved issues and dissatisfaction, thereby representing a misinterpretation of Taoist teachings. This challenge extends to the subtleties of the ego's internal mechanisms. The ego often justifies actions and thoughts based on self-interest, which can be misleading. Following these impulses under the guise of effortless action might actually strengthen the ego instead of diminishing it. True transcendence of the ego often involves actions that contradict the apparent ease suggested by Taoist principles, requiring considerable effort, introspection, and, at times, a departure from immediate desires. Navigating the complexities of ego in daily life within the Taoist framework requires discernment. It is crucial to identify when actions are genuinely in alignment with Taoist ethical and moral standards rather than merely serving ego-driven purposes. The ego's pursuit of acceptance, recognition, and self-preservation can make ego-driven behaviors appealing, particularly in social contexts that prioritize materialism, competition, or status. Taoism's principles, particularly those emphasizing non-action and effortlessness, like Wu Wei, can sometimes conflict with ethical decision-making that necessitates choosing a more challenging, morally correct path. This highlights a potential internal conflict within Daoist teachings. The ideal of flowing with a natural course versus the demands of ethical ideals that require active engagement and, occasionally, confrontation with prevailing norms, especially relevant in transcending the ego. This presents nuanced challenges in personal growth, while Taoism advocates for unity with the Tao and the cosmos. Following its principles too superficially could inadvertently bolster the ego, misinterpreting these teachings as endorsements of its desires and impulses, and leading to actions that are contrary to the intended path of self-transcendence. Social influences can significantly complicate the application of Taoist principles, particularly in environments where ego-driven norms prevail. The temptation to conform to these behaviors to avoid conflict may seem aligned with the Taoist path of non-struggle, yet it can lead to the neglect of ethical development and personal growth. Such conformity, while ostensibly effortless, contradicts the deeper Taoist call for inner growth and moral discernment. Moreover, in modern contexts where consumerism dominates, the principle of effortless action, or wu wei, can be misappropriated to justify ongoing consumption and the pursuit of material wealth. This misuse starkly deviates from traditional Taoist values, which emphasize simplicity and inner values over material gain. It underscores the importance of discernment in applying Taoist principles within contemporary society, ensuring that actions foster harmony with the natural order rather than merely reflecting prevailing societal norms. In a consumer-driven world, the allure of following trends and material pursuits can be strong. Misinterpretations of wu wei as a rationale for adhering to materialistic values can paradoxically fortify an egocentric societal framework, promoting norms that emphasize material wealth and status. This represents a significant challenge in remaining true to Taoist ideals, necessitating careful interpretation to ensure that one's actions genuinely reflect Taoist teachings and not a superficial conformity. Furthermore, this principle might also be misconstrued as a justification for avoiding societal challenges and injustices. Instead of maintaining balance, such avoidance can obstruct progress and perpetuate harmful societal structures. It portrays a passive acceptance of the status quo under the guise of maintaining harmony, which contradicts the Taoist advocacy for adaptability and proactive engagement in the face of change. The Taoist ideal of harmonizing with the natural order might be misconstrued within a society dominated by ego as a rationale for inaction. This perception, seemingly congruent with Taoist tenets, often culminates in a subdued acquiescence to prevailing circumstances, which neglects the imperative for substantial change or initiatives that advocate for the collective welfare. This predicament underscores the need for a more vibrant and proactive interpretation of Taoist philosophy, one that fervently strives to meld the natural with the ethical and bridge the personal with the communal, crafting a pathway that not only respects but actively engages with the forces that shape our world. Taoism, with its profound tradition, extols a life in sync with the Tao, the cosmic fabric that ordains the universe's rhythm. This philosophy heralds a lifestyle of balance and adaptability, fostering a deep bond with nature and prompting individuals to move in concert with the ebb and flow of existence. It champions the virtues of wu wei: simplicity, meditation, receptiveness to transformation, humility, and compassion. These principles collectively aim to mitigate the ego's sway and magnify spiritual profundity and serenity, emboldening a journey not just walked but deeply felt, where every step is a gentle imprint on the soft earth of our shared journey through time. In an ego-driven society, the application of Taoist principles requires discernment and critical interpretation to ensure that actions truly align with Taoist teachings and are not merely driven by ego. This approach should not be mistaken for passive acceptance, but rather seen as a call to act in accordance with higher ethical and moral standards, challenging prevailing societal norms when necessary. This conscious decision-making process aligns with Taoist philosophy, guiding individuals not only towards peace but also towards ethical and authentic living, highlighting the necessity of navigating these principles with care and integrity.